Have you ever had a home service company come out and it wasn't a great experience? It felt gross, you felt taken advantage of? Well, in today's episode, we're going to talk to a homeowner on how to not have that happen. Welcome to the Garage Authority Podcast, powered by A1. I'm your host, Jonathan Phillips, and today we have a very, very special guest. Now, this guest is my work best friend. He is a mentor of mine. He is the training center manager, so technically kind of my boss, and he makes the greatest salsa in the entire world, the one and only Bobby Bermudez.
Thank you, brother.
How are you, dude?
I'm doing good. I'm excited to be here with you.
Yeah, it's a long time coming.
Yeah, absolutely.
You thought I wouldn't be able to get you on here.
I had no idea.
And then I just sprung it on you. Now, what I want to talk about today is what homeowners should expect from any home service company that they're with. And the reason I wanted to bring you on is if you don't know Bobby Bermudez, he is a very dominant personality and cuts through the fluff. And the passion that he brings into training is coming right when you come to a homeowner's house. Because Bobby has a ton of stories from whether it's neighbors, HOAs, HVAC, water softener people, any home service or anything around his neighborhood. Bobby has a story for it and how they came messed up, and Bobby corrected them and made them a better home service person. So I just wanted Bobby's input today on you as a homeowner.
Me as a homeowner. So one of the very first thing, if I have any home service come in here, you have to be on time.
Yeah.
That is the biggest thing in the world because my personality type is I don't have time to be waiting for here. I called you up. You said you're going to be here at 8 o'clock. I expect you there at 8.
Yeah.
Not 8:30, not 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock. For me, first impressions are everything.
Yeah.
Call me old-fashioned.
You Gen X, right?
Yeah, we had to go there. All right. So, yes, got to be on time. I mean, first impressions a must. If I'm waiting for them, they're on time, great. And recently I've had home service. I had an HVAC company come in here. I even called several people for quotes, just like most homeowners will.
Mm-hmm.
First guy comes in, chucking a truck, pulled up, white Prius. Looked out there. I thought he might be homeless. That's how bad he looked, completely dirty. Knocked on my door, opened the door. Yeah, I'm here to give you a quote. Wrong house, brother. Close the door. I'm sorry. I don't have time to mess with that stuff whatsoever. Nope. I had another company come out. Okay. Came in here. Beautiful van. All right. That's a great start. They were there right when they said they were going to be there. Perfect. Representative came out. Clean cut. Clean uniform. Opened the door. Introduced himself. Hi, how are you? Shook my hand with a firm handshake. Come on in. I welcomed him to my home. From that point, I mean, it's just whatever. I show him my problem and see what options he has.
Easy. Now, what would you say if I was let's say I was a disheveled person that came up to your door for HVAC, and then I'm just like, I don't have time to clean my vehicle, and I work too hard to be clean. Don't worry about it. What would you say to me?
Make time. Make time. It's presentation. It represents who you are as a person. Mm-hmm. It's going to represent how you're going to do your repairs or what you're going to offer me is on how you look and how you present yourself. You look bad. You're going to act bad. I'm trying to control myself, John.
Yeah,
See, I get really passionate right there.
So, as a homeowner, what makes you trust a technician almost immediately or a company, that first impression? Because we've been talking about, showing up, looking good, just if you're coming to do work, being in a Prius and also looking homeless at the same time is kind of a weird, but what are some pinpoint things where a technician comes up to you and you're like, all right, I can start to trust this person and their guidance as far as home service?
They listen to me.
Listen to you.
Actively listen to what I'm telling them. So that's the first thing. If they're listening to me, they gave me full attention. Okay, great. And as they're talking back, again, still looking at me, and they're not talking away from me and giving me options on what could be the issue. And not being so pushy right away of being that salesperson, regardless, because when home service comes in, most home owners think right away they just want to sell you something. That's all they want to do. They're going to be pushy salesperson whatsoever. But when a trusted advisor comes in and actually does his job as a trusted advisor, keywords, trusted advisor, not salesperson,
Right.
and advising me what the issue is, what the cause is, and what my solutions are. That's where I give the respect and start listening more. And like, okay, I think I could trust this person.
Have you ever had a situation, because I've had this when people come to my house, to where I'm the type of person that I do research before someone comes
Right.
there. I know my DIY skills, all right? If it's cutting wood and painting, I gotcha. I
Right.
can do that. It's not going to look good, but I'm living with it. I got to look at it every day. But when it comes to like plumbing or electrical or something like that, and someone comes to my house, like I usually know what the problem is. I just know my limits in DIY. Have you ever had a home service person come to your home? You know what the problem is, and like you said, that listening aspect, and then they just go in a different direction. It's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. That's not what I call this.
Well,
This is what I called you
yeah,
for.
absolutely. So I am that type who will call several companies. One, trying to find the right person,
Mm-hmm.
but I do the research. Most homeowners will do the research. I do the research on my issue. Once I find that out, then okay, like you say, I know my limits.
Mm-hmm.
Let's call a company. But before I do that, there's the research again where it comes to the company. Google reviews is a big thing for me. Just I don't look at just not only the good stuff, I go straight to the bad.
Straight to the bat.
And I go to the most recent.
Most recent.
Most recent and straight bad reviews because I
Okay.
want to know about this company. I want to know the most recent interactions with customers.
Mm-hmm.
And if I find a company with, 1 million reviews, I know that. You can't make everyone happy. But when more than 70% of those are bad or the customer complaints, I don't even give them the chance. I move on. I look at good
Ooh.
reviews and good customer service. Those are one of the two main things I see when I'm looking at them.
That's a smart thing to do. If you look at the 1-star reviews, understanding that there's going to be 1-star reviews,
Right.
but if every 1-star review says showed up late, if every 1-star review says didn't listen to my concerns, went in a different direction, probably some like valid that you're probably going to get that experience too.
Yeah.
That I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to look up the 1-star reviews and see what I can find.
Call it my personality or not, I look at every bad review and I want to see how it relates to me because I am not the easiest by far. I just know what I want.
Right.
I know what I want. So as long as you do what I say, give me the options, I don't mind paying for the service.
Right.
I'm not worried about the price. Well, pricing is always there as a homeowner.
Yeah.
But again, if you're going to tell me that I am going to get the best service, I'm going to listen to every concern that you have, and I'm going to give you an option for every concern I have. I am not afraid to pay
Right.
to get that service completed.
Right. As long as it's full broad spectrum.
Absolutely.
So what do you expect a technician to do before giving you a recommendation for a repair or a replacement?
Well, one, I need to know that he knows what he's talking about.
Okay.
I mean, if a technician comes into the house and he's stuttering on his words, what I mean by that, if I ask him a direct question and I feel the uncertain from him in his voice, in his verbiage, I don't trust him.
Yeah.
Because now he's just throwing things out. It's like, if you give me confidence, I'll give you that trust all day long.
Yeah. Confidence is a big key. And I realize everybody's got to start somewhere, but whenever it comes to something that's going to affect the comfortability of my home,
Right.
I don't mind a new guy coming, but there better be an experienced guy watching every move in there at the same time.
Absolutely, because what the homeowners understand is you're in my home, and there's a lot of times there's a chance I cannot be there. So that means I have to have some stranger be in the house with my wife, and that's I am very protective of my wife.
Right.
So that's why I do all the research on the companies. And that's why I watch them as they come through the door in my Ring camera.
Yeah.
I want to know who's going to be in my house. Half the time I tell my wife, I am on speakerphone right now, so at least let me hear him. And I could answer his questions, and that way she doesn't have to, deal with it. But, I mean, you're in my home. I expect professionality. I don't want you to be stink in my house. Well-groomed, hygiene is a big thing. You're in my home.
Right.
You know what I mean? I just don't see how home service could walk in your house and look and smell bad.
Yeah.
And this is what I have to offer, and give you options. Like, I want from your company, your representation, this is what you're going to offer me? No, I don't think so.
So whenever you're picking that company, what do you think separates a good company from a bad company? We've talked about the technicians, but
Right.
when it comes to the actual company itself that holds that culture.
I mean, when you're a good company, bad, well, most homeowners obviously won't know about the company at first. So they have to do some research. So if you're looking at their Google reviews, that's step number one. I look at Google, I look at Yelp, I look at anything I can. Then I do a deep dive. I really do a deep dive on those reviews, because a lot of the questions or the issues that I'm having could be found in those reviews sometimes.
Right.
After that, I want to see how long they've been in business,
Ooh.
because most companies will offer you warranties. If I have a company open for 6 months, I mean, there's nothing to say that he's not going to close down in another 6 months.
Fly-by-night companies.
Right. So if I see a company's been open, for 25 years, okay, he's been in the valley. It's a trusted. It has, 10,000 reviews with a 4.8, Google rating. Okay, that's going to start looking at that company because of the Google ratings itself. 4.8 is still very respectful, because obviously in this world you can't make everyone happy. Everyone's going to put some type of review and put, bad things when it's not even their fault. So
Right.
reviews is a big thing for me. At that point, I start looking at pictures. I look at pictures. I want to know what company's coming to my home.
Right. One of the biggest things, we had another guest on, and they were talking about how that company, because we've been doing this long enough as trainers, like, I wish that I could make every technician absolutely perfect, and even on their worst day, make sure they don't make mistakes.
Right.
But there's any company, there's going to be a technician that does something undesirable.
Absolutely.
It's how they handle those situations, I think, tells me the difference between I got a bad tech compared to I picked a bad company. And whenever in those Google reviews, he advised me, look at the response to those 1-star reviews. If you got a company that's like talking back like it's a Facebook
and I've seen
post,
that, yes, absolutely.
and they're just like, well, you lent liquor, you know what I mean? Just talking smack back to them, compared to a company that's like, hey, we're so sorry about that experience. How can we help resolve this situation?
And those are
for
true
you?
companies that way. Or you don't see that Autobot where it's pretty much the same response for every 1-star review. You could tell the good companies when you actually have someone in there giving real live responses with real live options. You know what? Please give us a call. You know the number here. Here's the number. Call me and ask for me directly.
Yeah.
That's good customer service right there, where they actually want to provide the feedback, from the customer, or they want to resolve any issues from them.
How it has that word box, like that? Some of them provide to where you can do like a search engine on the reviews. If you type in the word changed, typically what it'll bring up is you can find that follow-up from the company, because usually when people give a review, I'm changing my 1-star review to a 5, or I'm changing my 5-star review to a 1. So if it has a search box capability, type in changing or changed, and it'll bring up reviews to where it's a response to how the company reacted to a situation.
Wow, you just gave me more to go down that rabbit
I thought that
hole.
was really cool.
Wow. No, absolutely. I never thought of that, but yeah,
one.
That's actually going to make a big difference.
Okay. Big final question for you.
All right, what we got?
So, as someone who works in the home service industry, what advice would you give homeowners, which I think we've done the whole time, but any last words on that? What advice would you give technicians in the home service industry to step up their game if they were going to come service your home? Like, if you had to look into that camera, hey, if you're at XYZ HVAC company, you need to start doing this, 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 and this.
Hygiene. That is a big thing, because look, where we live, Arizona, if you're in any home service, you're out there, you're sweating, you're doing, and I understand that. Have full respect for any technician working in whatever industry out here in Arizona. However, you are coming to somebody's home.
Right.
You are coming to my home, where I have my wife, my children, my expectation. Basically, it's my rules in my home. And all of us have rules in their own home.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter, depending on where you're from. Some people take off shoes, some people won't. The advice is for any technician coming to a house is hygiene is a must.
Mhm.
Look and feel good.
Yeah.
And confidence. My God, you have to know what you're talking about. If any home service that comes into your house, please have your product knowledge to whatever, service you're providing.
Mhm.
Because if you don't provide confidence, you don't provide options, you don't provide any of that, why should I pick you? Why should I even let you in my home?
Yeah.
That is a big thing.
That's the big difference, I think, honestly. I've had home service companies where the sales guy is just a sales guy,
Yeah.
and he doesn't actually have product knowledge. And then after he sold me on something, and I regret it later, is the actual technician that does the actual work comes in, and they're just like, it doesn't quite work that way. It's actually not compatible in this situation, blah, 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 and things change. So I think it's very important to that's how you can find out if that company, if that technician, because they do sales.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is what it is.
Mhm.
But that they actually understand the work, and it's not just a guy that's really good at sales and he just bounces around from company to company selling this or that. Make sure he's been in the industry for a long time.
I would 100% agree, because if you come in selling, you're just another salesperson. You're not being that trusted advisor. You're just assuming at that point, because again, you get that buyer's remorse because you went with that salesperson. Here comes your technician that's great and said, hey, the salesperson said this. I'm sorry, like you said, it doesn't quite work that way. It works this way. And then you're putting yourself, that's not what I was told. That's not what I was bought. So you're already losing trust as a homeowner to that company that you brought into your home.
It's a big deal. Well, I think we definitely gave the word of caution to homeowners, and maybe some of you guys can relate to what we've been talking about today. And if you can, definitely comment below. I love hearing stories about it. But Bobby, thank you so much for coming on. I have another episode that I want to bring you on for. So
Can't wait.
All right, brother.
All right.